Book 1, Law of Salimi Chapter 32, titled Here Comes a New Challenger. Let me begin this chapter by showing the following result that I acquired during my 5th semester studying at UiTM campus Manggata. So economy, I got Malaysian economics for A, fundamentals of entrepreneurship A minus, investment management A, business law B, and organization behavior B minus. The CGPA is 3.44 and the GPA is 3.44 and CGPA is 3.81. Hours earned 16 and the total accumulated hours is 84 hours. So based on the above result, you can see that my 5th semester was rather challenging to me in terms of my academic performance at the campus. Every subject indicated my result based on my effort, except one which I suspected had been given as a result of one specific grudge from one particular lecturer. The subject of business law, where I got B, truly reflect my result because I was not very good in memorizing abstract information. Hence, I do not blame the lecturer for the result obtained for the subject. However, the issue that became a new challenger for me was about a lecturer who taught me organization behavior, which gave me B minus. I had a very high suspicion that the lecturer was affected by negative emotion when giving me the result. The reason as to why that I was thinking in such a way was due to the fact that the lecturer was declaring me as his enemy or declaring war against me. The fact about the war between me and the lecturer was well known amongst most of the lecturers at the campus, especially the heavenly monsters. Everything began during the semester break of 4th semester before the 5th semester started. At the time, I was in Islamic Center with several students having a discussion. We were talking about things which relate to the teachings of Islam. Soon, a student asked me my view on a specific matter, so I replied with my own opinion. I stated that my opinion was based on my own understanding about Islam, which does not reflect the truth about the subject matter. It means that my view was based on my own limited knowledge and may or may not be true in the real life because I did not know about the absolute truth about it. Suddenly, a man appeared and started to claim that my view was wrong. Out of the blue, a new challenger appeared in front of us with claims that my opinion was wrong. I replied, "Your answer might be true, but I still disagree based on my own understanding." He started to behave as if I had challenged his knowledge. He responded by saying that his knowledge about Islam was based on a certain famous scholars of Islam. I replied back by saying, "I understand. However, I still disagree from my own viewpoint and understanding about the matter." Soon, he began to erupt in anger, where he claimed that I was wrong and should have listened to him. He claimed that I should agree with his view. What exactly was discussed at that time? It was not important. Did my view was right or wrong? It was also not important. What was important in this event was the fact that I should be allowed to make my own view based on my understanding, which also applied to the man. No one should be forced to accept another person's view regarding anything. Nonetheless, I do not blame that particular man because I assumed that he might not know better. In addition, I did not even know who that man was or his name. Anyway, it was not that significant point of the story. The point was, as I attended the class of organization behavior, for the first time, the very same man appeared again, introducing himself to the class as the lecturer. When he recognized me as the person who did not adhere to his view, he stared at me with a flame of grudge in his eyes. As time goes by, he began to reprimand me for any small mistakes that I made during his class, while other students were being ignored by him. Students can even sleep in his class, would be ignored by him, but if I even tried to open my mouth during class, he would scold me for making noise or for any reason at all. His behavior betrayed his intent to conceal his grudge against me. In one particular class, he was late coming to class. So, after ignoring the fact that he was late, he started to give an exercise to be completed in the class, and he chose to leave the class unattended for a certain unknown reason. What matters in the story was the fact all of the students were left with the exercise without supervision of any lecturer. So I decided to answer the exercise as quickly as I could because I had another task for entrepreneurship class that needed my attention at my room. After finishing the exercise, I could not submit my answer since the lecturer was not in the class. I gave my answer to the classroom monitor to be submitted to the missing lecturer. I also told the class monitor that I wished to go back to my room and finish my entrepreneurship assignment because there was no teacher in this particular class. It would be wasting my time just sitting in the class idly. After saying that, I went to my room in the Block B male dormitory to finish my entrepreneurship assignment. Several days later, I attended another of the organizational behavior class before the lecturer arrived to the classroom. One of my classmates began informing me that the fact that the lecturer was infuriated with me for leaving his class without his permission. He also claimed that the lecturer would fail me on the subject due to my decision for doing so, which was leaving the class when he was missing from that class. I told the student I will handle this lecturer regarding the matter. As a 5th semester student, I knew for a fact that a lecturer must implement the rules and regulation of the university, which means he was bluffing for his threat on failing me in organizational behavior class. I knew for a fact that lecturer do not possess much power to decide if a student passed or failed any subject without any proof of poor academic performance from me. In fact, I knew that even the dean of the UiTM campus Manggata cannot simply fail a student without a just reason. Hence, I knew that the lecturer was simply trying to exact revenge upon me, in which case I knew that I was in the right in this matter. So I behaved normally to see how he would act during the class. Next, he began to start teaching to the class or stating to the class that I had made a grievous mistake by leaving his class without his permission in the last class. He made it appear as if I had murdered 1,000 innocent human beings just for leaving the class when he knew that he was not in the class. Nonetheless, he continued bashing me in front of my classmates. If he would just talk to me directly and politely trying to resolve the issue like a professional, or at least like a good Muslim should, I would respond to him with tact and respect. However, his action began to agitate me. He tried to challenge me in front of my friends. It was very highly probable that he never heard about how I never backed down from any challenge when I was in the right. Considering that he was trying to exact revenge upon me, I knew that I had to respond in order to show him that his actions were unacceptable as a lecturer. After some time, he still did not receive any response from me. Right after he began to say that he would give me 0 for all of the quizzes and tests throughout the semester, as well as intentionally going to fail my final examination paper on organizational behavior subject, I decided that he had enough and he was asking for it. So I said to him, "Sir, you did not want to do that." I did so as politely and as tactful as I could to him. Then he began to challenge me again by saying he had the authority to do so. Before he began to blurt out some more nonsense, I replied, "No, you do not." Next, he started to say that I should not attend his class, and if I do not get out of the classroom, he would not start teaching. He would not start teaching. He also claimed that he already had decided to fail me in this subject, and my continuous assessment mark would be 0. The whole student in the class and I knew that I had been the best student in the subject and managed to get the highest mark in all quizzes and tests throughout the semester. This fact was also known by most other lecturers, which means I knew that he cannot give me 0 marks to my accumulated assessment marks. As it seemed inevitable, I simply cannot admit defeat, knowing that he was doing the wrong thing as a lecturer. So I said, "Sir, you cannot give me 0 marks because I had all of the quizzes and the test papers with me. I had the highest mark in the class, and many other lecturers knew about my marks and academic performances. No lecturer had the authority to give 0 to any students without proof or logical justification to do so. I never missed any class in this subject, and I had all the proof of my academic performance in this subject with me." If you still decided to give me 0, I will walk straight to the dean of your ITM campus Mangatal to report your unjust practice as a lecturer. In addition, he knew about my fight with you in this subject. So, try and give me 0. I will make sure your wrongdoing were known throughout the campus, and I ensure that no other university will employ you ever again. So go ahead and give me 0. Fail me and let's see what happened to you." After I finished saying that, I was already standing and staring straight at him. He was surprised, and the whole classroom was quiet for a few seconds. After a while, he began packing up his stuff and stormed out of the classroom without saying a word. As a result, I got B- for the subject of organizational behavior. Did I really deserve the result? I honestly do not know, but I had high suspicion that he had something to do about it. Several lecturers advised me to request for a second examiner to recalculate the marking given by this angry lecturer. After I met and talked to the dean, he advised me to just let it be, since avoiding commotion might be a safer choice. Anyway, I finally decided not to pursue the case further and accept the result as it is. Even though I did not receive a Dean's List award for the 5th semester, I took it as a valuable learning experience for me, so that when I became a lecturer, I should never behave in such manner. I should be just and fair to all students, regardless of color of the skin or hair, physical appearances, gender, or for any other reason. I should be as helpful to all students as I could. I should be the best lecturer as possible. During the 5th semester studying at your ITM campus Mangatal, I also decided that I would live at home in Kota Kinabalu as a training for living outside of the comfort of the dormitory. I learned to be disciplined in commuting from my home to the campus every day. It took me about approximately 30 minutes to travel the 45-kilometer distance to class every day. It was hard but necessary effort so that I could familiarize myself when I continued my studies at the main campus of UiTM in Shah Alam for my degree program in the future. I was planning ahead and preparing myself to build up endurance and familiarize myself with many difficulties and hardship of commuting over huge distance on daily basis. I also began asking many lecturers about degree programs that I should consider to pursue. I received many excellent advice from numerous lecturers, including the heavenly masters, about studying from my degree and possible field of studies available. I love to discuss with them about their own studying experience, which mostly revolves in overseas and famous universities all over the world. I realized that UiTM campus Manggataw was a great academic institution with excellent studying environment, but it did not possess the popularity of other well-renowned universities that had been established in the minds of the public and academicians. I, however, had a strong notion on the fact that the location and popularity of the organization might not guarantee towards developing an excellent student. I strictly believe the fact that the lecturer's attitude and knowledge would be paramount to create the best student in both academic excellence as well as becoming a good behaving human being. It was based on this notion which I made the decision to come to UiTM campus Manggataw instead of looking for a well-known university in Malaysia. So far, at the age of 33 years old, I feel that I had made the right decision to study at UiTM campus Manggataw. As one great scholar once said to me, beautiful building and world-famous reputation do not create a good student. Educators do. I agree with that scholar based on my own experience in life. I will also strive to prove it when I embark the working environment after my studies. Okay, so thank you very much for listening on chapter 32 and hope to hear you again in the next chapter, in chapter 33. Thank you for listening and hope to see you again in the next video.